Alright, y'all, so I just wanted to make this video about the benefits of high density planting. So this variety here is Illinois red seeded. There's 7 vines in there. You can see they're growing, stretching out quite well. With only a little effort on my part, I just straightened out the vines, and now they're just doing what they do. They were going in like a star pattern. They were basically going in every direction, and I just turned them this way to grow onto the landscape fabric that I'm standing on. So the vines, they're definitely gonna stretch at the minimum double this length. So I plan on having, this is a 6-foot wide landscape fabric. I plan on having 2 of these side by side, so it can be 12 foot wide and it's 250 feet long. So I want to have my rows 12 foot by 250 foot, but it's not going to, my space in itself won't be it won't be as spaced as normal growers may space their vines. Say for instance, in this little space in here, people would normally only have 1 vine, honestly, and then the next set of vines will probably be another 10 feet up, or 8 to 10 feet up. So I don't have time for that, and I'm going way tighter than what people would normally want their plants spaced at. So as I said, there's 7 vines in here. You can see they're all growing quite well. They're flowering, lengthening out quite well. I'm still getting my field in preparation, and all of this is still trial. I'm still trying to see how I want to go about planting this whole space, you know. So I'm going to cover all that with landscape fabric, but I need to see how I want to go about doing it. So that's what this year is all about. Now for the another benefit for planting these so close, I don't have to walk around my field grabbing flowers. If I want to pollinate something right here, if I have a female that I want to pollinate right here and I don't want to inbreed it, I still come right here and I grab the male, you know. So I got 7 sets of genetics just in 1 bag, or 7 seeds in 1 bag. So I don't have to take, say for instance, if I have a female right here, I won't have to take males from behind it and risk diminishing the genetic line as I save seed season to season. So you can see here was an open pollinated Illinois watermelon. Here's one that was hand pollinated a day after. Another one, and I'm gonna call this one off just because of how it looks. Oh no, I'm gonna leave it. That's dirt. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it on there just to see. But they're all growing quite well. So that's this variety right here. I have muskmelons. This is the variety Melon Mexicano. I got this from Native Seed Search. The Illinois red seeded isn't available right now, and I got that from I had to mail somebody for it. Here's a hand pollinated bloom from today from Melon Mexicano, and of course I just reached around and I used male blooms from here. And here's another pollinated one from today. Here's one from about 2 to 3 days ago. And you can see I have the zip tie on its stem. So that's hand pollinated. Then here's an open pollinated one. So I do miss flowers. Don't think I don't miss them, I do. So yeah, y'all, I don't have to reach around much. Here's another set of Melon Mexicano. So I literally, so for my muskmelons, I literally just take a Q-tip and I go and spin it in each flower. I just spin it in each flower, and I do that with about 5 or 6 flowers, and then I come and pollinate a female. Then I use that same Q-tip. I go spinning in about 5 or 6 more flowers, and I go pollinate another female. So, yep. Now I'm gonna go head over to the Hopi Yellow. This is Bradford. As they grow up, you can see they're all separate, so I can see which is what. And there's way more than 7 vines in here of the Bradford. I think there's about 14, I believe. But each of these vines, as they grow up, I'm gonna stretch them in their own directions, and I'll be able to see which vine is where, and I can just go on any side of these grow bags and take a few flowers to pollinate with, a few male flowers to pollinate with. So you can see some of these varieties aren't doing too well. As I said, this is a trial. At the end of the video, I'll walk up the row and I'll try to call out all the names of each of these varieties for this row. But here's Hopi Yellow. This one is doing well. I have a few fruit sets for the Hopi Yellow, and they're growing more vigorously than everything else. So we can see a fruit set right here, which was hand pollinated. I already pulled off a couple of the slow ones. Here's another one. Here's a hand pollination from today. Here's another fruit set from a couple of days ago. And Hopi Yellow seems to be a nice producer. This one seems kind of slow, but I'm gonna leave it just to see what it does. At this point, I'm just focused on collecting pure seed from these melons, so I can make sure I'm able to save the seed. So all of these, because all of these varieties, most of them, they're very rare, and you can only buy them once sometimes. Like for the Illinois variety, if I don't save seed from that, I won't be able to grow it. So I'm just walking to the beginning of the row, and I'm gonna call out the names of the varieties. Okay, it's a 250-foot row, so y'all bear with me. Okay, we almost there. All right. Now, up here, I do have a couple more varieties, but I wasn't not too concerned about these right now because I have a lot of seed for it. But right here, I have the Navajo yellow melon, and you can see those vines are growing out quite well. Right here, I planted the Cypriot watermelon about 3 days ago. 2 to 3 days ago, so those are gonna start popping up. Here is the orange glow. This is Old Time Tennessee, I believe. And you can see it looks like a female bloom was open on it yesterday, but I didn't see any today. This is Illinois red seeded, and this one is growing out quite well. So if you see them planted next to each other, you can assume that they were planted within the same direct zone on the same day, or a day to 2 days after. So this is Illinois red seeded, which was planted on the same day as that. And I'm saying that because I want you to realize the vigor of some of these plants with this planting method. All right. This is Melon Mexicano, vigorous also, and it's producing. Melon Mexicano. Right here I have Cleckley Sweet. Now this was planted after those vigorous vines that I was showing. Now, although it's not as vigorous, it is starting to put out some green growth, and those leaves are coming. So I do believe Cleckley Sweet would do well. Now, if you notice this little microclimate right here, specifically inside this bag. This, how the shading right here, I believe Cleckley Sweet could use a little more shade. It doesn't need to be exactly in full sun, how we may have some of these desert grown varieties. Here I have Delis de la Table. This is a French cantaloupe, and this one is doing excellent, honestly. See, I should have, yeah, a pollinated one. I need to remove the bag. I pollinated this one yesterday. One moment. All right, yeah, and it looks like it took. So this was yesterday. That's Delis de la Table. I have a second Delis de la Table bag, and this is supposed to be a very excellent cantaloupe, so I'm looking forward to that one. Here I have Bradford watermelon. Let's see, this is Crane. I should have 4 Crane, and this one is starting to flower. So I should have 4 Crane bags. That was 1 Crane, this is 2 Crane. And you can see they're all, how one was flowering and it was tall, and the rest of these are kind of runts with not too many sprouts. And they were all planted on the same day, so that's strange. Could be the Crane seeds though, the ones that I was using. Crane. Then I have Kurobe. So this is Kurobe seeds that I got in 2019 from Baker Creek, the Japanese watermelon. So that one looks like it's doing good. Seems to be about the same as Cleckley Sweet was. Here is Sherilyn melon. So it's doing okay. And here are some Kurobe seeds that I got in 2020. I never seen a Kurobe melon, and some of the Baker Creek melons haven't been growing to what they're supposed to be. Some of the newer varieties. So I've been buying a lot of seed to test them. Especially every year. I didn't get to grow Kurobe last year, so I'm growing both the seed from each year this year. But it looks like it's doing about the same as Cleckley Sweet. It could use a little shade. Kurobe, and this was Tigger. So I planted a bunch of Tigger, and a bunch of Tigger came up. So good germination on that one. Tigger. Then I have Congo. These are Congo seeds that I got from Ferry Morse Seed Company. They were basically crossbred. So it wasn't actually a Congo watermelon, but it turned out to be something special, I'll tell you that. The flesh is super red, it's sweet, it has a unique flavor. When I compared the pictures to internet pictures, it definitely wasn't a Congo, but it looked like it had Congo parentage. And it did have the Congo seeds. So they saved the seeds from a Congo watermelon, but once I grew it out, it produced another type of melon, which produced a different type of seed. Here I have red chestnut squash. Right here I have Hopi red watermelon, which is not doing as well as Hopi yellow, but it's doing okay. Here's another red chestnut squash. And you can see the seed cap right here. This red chestnut. I got that one from Seed Savers Exchange. Right here is Hopi yellow. And then another Hopi yellow. Behind that I have a banana, and I'm gonna plant some corn and beans in this right here. So it takes 2 bags per grow bag, 2 bags of compost to fill a grow bag, to fill one of those. So I'm gonna have 3 bags right here. It's gonna be corn and beans in each one. And then behind that I'm gonna have 3 more grand name bananas. And basically the second row is gonna be all bananas. And then on this inside I'm gonna have just different types of vegetables, which is gonna work as a space in between each of the melon or cucurbit varieties. So this year is to see how much spacing I'm gonna need, and next year I'm gonna set my field up to that. All right, y'all have a good one.